The Tampa Convention Center is packed. Reporters, cameras, and murmuring onlookers fill the room. Pam Bondi steps up to the podium, polished and composed. Bondi, calmly. Good afternoon. I understand there have been concerns about recent policy adjustments. I want to take a moment to clarify the facts. Before she can continue, a sharp voice cuts through the air. Richard Lawson, standing up. Clarify? We don't need clarification. We need action. The room falls silent. All eyes turn to Lawson, a Vietnam veteran in a frayed cap, his face lined with years of struggle. Lawson, voice wavering but strong. My name is Richard Lawson. I served 24 years in the U.S. Army, 2 tours in Iraq, 1 in Afghanistan. I came back to find myself fighting a different war, right here at home. The VA won't return calls. My buddies can't get the care they were promised. And now you're telling us we need to cut back? The crowd murmurs. Bondi pauses, her composed mask faltering for a moment. Bondi, firmly. Mr. Lawson, I respect your service. These decisions are never easy. Lawson, interrupting. I don't need your respect. I need my brothers to stop dying in hospital hallways because of red tape. The room is tense. Bondi steps away from the podium, her voice steady but softer. Bondi. You're right, we do a lot of talking. But I want to hear your reality. Tell me exactly what you and your fellow veterans are dealing with. Lawson's story, 030 to 200. Lawson hesitates, then speaks, his voice heavy with emotion. Lawson. I had a friend, Mike Davidson, Marine, served in Desert Storm. A year ago, he started having chest pains. The VA told him it was stress, sent him home with ibuprofen. 2 months later, he collapsed. Massive heart attack. Turns out it was a blocked artery, but because he was just another name on a waiting list, he didn't get the tests he needed. Now he's dead. The room is silent. Lawson continues, his voice rougher. Lawson. And my buddy Ray, Vietnam vet, lost his leg in '68. Last year, he got an infection in his prosthetic socket. The VA made him wait 8 hours. By the time they saw him, the infection had spread. They took the rest of his leg. Now he's wasting away in a nursing home. Bondi listens intently, her expression unreadable, but her posture less defensive. Lawson, voice cracking. I don't need to beg for pity. I just want to know how we went from being called heroes to being treated like burdens. Bondi's response, 2 to 3:30. Bondi steps forward, her voice firm. Bondi. I don't have an easy answer for you, Mr. Lawson, but I want names, I want cases, real people, real situations, and I'm going to take them straight to the people in charge of fixing this mess. Lawson stares at her, skeptical but intrigued. Lawson. You serious? Bondi, nodding. Give me Mike Davidson's widow's number. Lawson scribbles a number on her notepad. The cameras capture every moment. The roughness of his hands, the weight in Bondi's grip. The tension in the room shifts, becoming less combative, more curious. Angela's story, 3:30 to 5. A woman in the back speaks up. Angela. I'm one of them. All eyes turn to Angela, a woman in her late 50s with a faded Army emblem on her shirt. Angela. I did 2 tours in Iraq, came home with injuries that got worse over time. I applied for disability benefits. Denied. They said my injuries weren't combat-related. I appealed. That was 4 years ago. Haven't heard a damn thing since. Bondi reaches for her phone. Bondi, give me your case number. Right now. Angela hesitates, then hands over a battered form. Bondi dials the VA office on speakerphone. The room holds its breath as the call connects. VA representative, nervously. Veterans Affairs Office, Tampa Regional Branch. This is Lisa. How can I help you? Bondi, firmly. This is Pam Bondi. I'm standing here with Angela Hayes, a veteran whose appeal has been stuck in your system for 4 years. I want to know exactly what's going on. The VA rep stammers, revealing that Angela's case was closed due to a clerical error. Angela, bitterly. So I've been waiting 4 years over a mistake? Bondi, cutting in. Who's in charge of these appeals? I want their number. The room buzzes as Bondi demands accountability. The call ends and Angela stares at her, stunned. Angela. You actually mean this? Bondi, meeting her gaze. I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't. The aftermath, 5 to 8. The press conference goes viral. Veterans across the country share their stories. Bondi spends the next 48 hours making calls, pushing for change. Lawson texts her, Lawson, if you're serious about this, I'll stand with you. But you better not back out. Bondi replying, I don't back out. A week later, a Florida senator announces a congressional hearing to investigate VA mishandling. Bondi prepares to testify, her notepad now filled with names, stories, and proof. Closing scene, the fight continues. 8 to 10. Bondi sits in Washington,